Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Tom Mullaney. I'm professor of Chinese history here at Stanford. I'm closing in on my 20th year on the faculty here, and I have to say that the most recent 5 has been by far the most generative and exciting, and it is inseparable from this conference, Face Interface, which started, its first iteration was in 2017, its second in 2023, and this is our third gathering here, and there are many, many, many faces of those who were in the audience in 2017, behind the mic in 2023, and the tradition continues. But now, in this new venue that we had to very last minute find because of the surge of interest, the family is growing, and we are very grateful and very excited for that. So we have, I don't think it's possible to exaggerate just how fantastic of a lineup you are all in store for. I want to begin with a great deal of thanks. This is a huge machine, and there are a lot of moving parts to what you are all taking part in. I know many of you organize at very large scale, so I don't need to explain that. But I do want to begin with those who make it possible within just an infrastructural framework. We are most grateful for our sponsors for this conference, Type Network, Google Monotype, Jamar Patel, and Tiro Typeworks. And then, although we had to crowd out my colleagues here at Stanford with smaller font, I really probably should have given the top 3 there as like they were platinum logos. But we wanted to do our proper obeisance, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But the Stanford Libraries, the Humanities Center, and the list goes on and on. There is one name up there that, not up there, excuse me, because of the just amazing last minute effort that went into setting this up, which is the Bechtel Center. Debbie and Archie behind the booth and colleagues. We, because of you, last week started to call out and say, can we inquire about Friday, January 17th? The response was, surely you mean 2026, right? We said, no, we mean 2025. And complete calm, straight face, said, let's look into that, made it happen, and moved heaven and earth to make sure that we didn't have to turn anyone away. We didn't want to turn, those who came. Yes, please join me in thanking all of our supporters. We have an amazing team of interns here and colleagues who have put in a lot of labor, and you'll see them around. I know you know many of them. A special thanks goes to the newest member of Silicon, Audrey Gao in the back. A rousing applause for Audrey. Please keep close watch of this, colleagues. Please don't anyone poach her at any time soon, but you're looking at the future director of the Met, or if not, the future UNESCO ADG in the future. I'm not exaggerating. I don't exaggerate in letters of recommendation. This is a very special year in Face Interface. So as many of you know, Face Interface as a conference predates this new organization, Silicon. Silicon is a Stanford presidential initiative focused on advancing digitally disadvantaged languages. It effectively focuses on the 6,000 plus languages that have been left behind by the great wave of software internationalization of the 80s and 90s and 2000s, when really market capitalist forces dictated which language markets were important: German, Chinese, Arabic, etc. But we have this incredibly long tail of digitally disadvantaged, under-resourced, endangered languages. And that's what Silicon is focused on. Face Interface, in effect, became the annual conference of Silicon. And with that, we're able to sort of make announcements this year that just weren't pertinent, weren't relevant, didn't exist when last we met. For me, the 2 most exciting aspects of this, I have photos for the first. You are going to meet all of these colleagues, and you're going to meet the ones I'm going to introduce next, are undoubtedly this year's keynote speaker, Dr. Adam Yeo, who as we speak is on a plane. I'm going to explain how difficult and how magical it was to bring him here in a moment. But he will be joining us in person, which I know all of you are like, well, that's what the schedule said. Why is he so happy? You have no idea how close we were to that being Zoom. And there are many other people on this campus to thank on the with the U.S. Embassy and the Ivory Coast, et cetera. Undoubtedly, the other source of just immense excitement and pride are our inaugural cohort of practitioners, the Silicon Practitioners Program. All 5 of our colleagues will be presenting. In some cases, yet again, the sort of visa crunch that is taking place because of the tragic changing of the guard that comes up in a few days has undoubtedly foiled a lot. So some will be joining us virtually, but we do welcome one member, Kurosh Begpour, who is here in the audience and will be speaking. We have been working with these brilliant scholars, researchers, practitioners, just frontline members in this project of advancing digitally disadvantaged languages, and we are so happy to be able to spotlight their work in the context of a much longer collaboration. We also have with us tonight, or this afternoon, in the prime slot, we wanted to make sure that they had pride of place, joining the already fairly cool combination of Mark Davis and Toral Kowieson. You know, we might want to hear from them. Of course we do. We have 4 of our Stanford student interns who were part of the inaugural Unicode Stanford internship, a first-of-its-kind internship where a cohort of absolutely brilliant Stanford students worked the entire summer for 10 weeks, 40 hours a week on various projects focused on advancing digitally disadvantaged languages. So you're going to hear from them as well. And you're also going to hear, because I'm about to tell you, the ink has dried on a renewal of that internship program. And so we are now recruiting our second cohort of Stanford student interns who will partner with the Unicode Consortium, and one graduate student who will partner with UNESCO. And the ink has just dried on that. So we are starting to build out that framework. In the front, when you were joining in, I hope that you saw and that you will take an opportunity during the coffee break to make sure you pick up some of key flyers that are related to other initiatives that are taking place here in Silicon that are alive and kind of unfolding as we speak. The first on the left is a virtual discussion that is in collaboration with Tim Brooks. He has developed a white paper, a sort of draft white paper for discussion around what he calls the new script incubator. Think of it almost as something that comes even before, in sense, script encoding initiative, but after, he's had, as many of you know, his colleagues had in his mind this question of neography, of new scripts that are constantly being invented, predominantly South Asia, predominantly the African continent, but elsewhere as well. So if you, this is an open, free invitation. It is a Zoom call, not a Zoom webinar, so space is limited because we want it to be a vibrant discussion, but please make sure to look into that. And I know that many of you know about this because I've never seen so many emails in response, so many positive emails in response to any email I've ever sent, and I know I sent you many, is on the right. We are so thrilled to be partnering with Words of Type, with Adobe, and with Letterform Archive on, at least here at Stanford, a sort of first of its kind type design incubator program for really, really newbie, first time, don't even know necessarily what type design is, what that type design is a thing. And we will be paying full tuition for these students to take part in one of a number of online courses, and they will be receiving all Creative Commons license, Glyphs app license, and what they need. And it's not limited to Stanford students. In fact, we already have 20 applicants in the first 24 hours. None of them are from Stanford. They're hailing in from all over the world, so we are so delighted. Rob is here, and many colleagues from Adobe are here. Lisa will be presenting on Words of Type, and we are just absolutely overjoyed. Okay, a little bit of logistics. The bathroom, let's go, let's know. The bathroom is downstairs, so if you head back out where you came in, down that little stairwell, not all the way outside the door, and then you just go downstairs, That's where you will find the facilities. We will have a constant supply of coffee, here. This room, unlike tomorrow's room, you are allowed to bring the coffee in. So by all means, run out there and come back. We do have designated coffee breaks, but by all means, you can go ahead and bring it in here. The one thing that I really, really want you to know, because no student reads the syllabus. I know this from 19 years of teaching. No one reads the syllabus. So I'm here to tell you that I'm going to read the syllabus to you. Tomorrow is not here. Say it with me. Tomorrow is not here, okay? It is, thank you. It's at the Stanford Humanities Center, the original venue where we had to move. So please don't come here and send me angry emails or Audrey. This is also out there, but you can scan this and find the map link. It's also in the syllabus. It's also in the schedule. But just remember, tell all your friends, it is not here. Okay, tiny little thing. We're just going to do this for fun this year. We wanted to make sure that everyone had registration and lanyards, because we actually are possibly going to have to turn people away at the door, unfortunately. So that's why every single person here has a lanyard instead of just the panelists. They are a fortune to buy. They are just a plastic nightmare. My sister-in-law works on microplastics in Venice. When you feel like you've had enough, you're done for the day, there is a bin by the coffee. If you are done, put your lanyard in here, and you will be entered to win something cool. I don't know what it is. It might be the new text, the new thing, the Kickstarter book from Letterform. I don't know. It'll be something cool, so go ahead and put your lanyard in here to enter that. If you decide, no, I do want to come back tomorrow, don't worry. We'll still let you back in. We know you're here. All right, so what I want to do right now is we're going to take a little bit of a transition. We're going to get our first panel up here, loaded up. Thank you, Bridget, for being willing to sort of wrangle. That'll take us maybe a few moments. If you want to take that opportunity to go get one of those flyers that I mentioned, it'll probably take us about 5-7 minutes. Thank you all so much for being here, and we look forward to getting started.